Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about Halloween kills. Let's get into the video. So, before we delve into the synopsis and review, I do want to point out that the first half of this review will be spoiler free, so don't worry if you have not seen the film. And the next part of the video will have spoilers, so make sure you check in the description box to see when the spoilers are, so if you haven't seen it, you do not get spoiled. Okay, with that being said, let's delve right into it. Directed by David Gordon Green, Halloween Kills follows the unstoppable killer Michael Myers as he escapes from Laurie Strode's trap to continue his ritual bloodbath. Injured and taken to the hospital, Laurie fights through the pain as she inspires residents of Haddonfield, Illinois, to rise up against Myers. Taking matters into their own hands, the Strode women and other survivors form a vigilante mob to hunt down Michael and end his reign of terror once and for all. Okay, so I went to the theater to see this on Thursday night, and when I tell you guys I was shook, I was shook. So much so that I basically had like no words yet and needed like a few days to process. And with doing that, I decided to watch this again at home since it's on Peacock TV as well, in case you didn't know. And y'all, I honestly do not even care about all the split things I am hearing from people. All I care about is my experience and how the film personally made me feel while watching it. With that being said, I am here to tell y'all that I absolutely loved it. I will say it is easily as good as Halloween 2018, though they're both very different. So to start off stylistically, this is definitely similar to Halloween 2018, but this is much more fast-paced, which I actually really liked. The opening sequence was really well done. It is probably one of my favorite openings now. The filmmakers actually replicated the high-angle crane shot from the prologue of the original 1978 film when Michael exits his childhood home and is surrounded by the police. It was so well done. It really reminded me of how much I love filmmaking and being in this industry. There are a lot of returning characters and themes from different Halloween movies that are worked into the plot, which I will talk about more in my spoiler section, but because I don't want to give too much away for those who haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna keep this brief. I also actually read that Busta Rhymes almost came back, but it was scrapped. Honestly, that would have been amazing to see. I would have loved that. Speaking of all the characters, I want to discuss some performances and overall how well I feel David Gordon Green handled so many stories to tell. In terms of performances, I think everyone absolutely crushed it. Of course, our leading Strode ladies were great, and I was pleasantly surprised to see Robert Longstreet in this. I have become a huge Robert Longstreet fan, so I was so pleased. He is unbelievably talented. You probably recognize him from Midnight Mass and The Haunting of Bly Manor. Dylan Arnold as Cameron, I mean, he did a great job in 2018, but for some reason, I really appreciated him more in this one. I do also want to say that I want this man to take me out on a date, but he must be in the Bonnie outfit because, honey, I am obsessed. And finally, let's discuss James Jude Courtney as the Shape. because his body language is absolutely amazing. This is the first time in a long time for me that I actually felt scared of Michael Myers again. So thank you for that. That is true king shit. We love to see that here on this channel. The kills in this film were also a lot of fun. There are a lot of very creative kills, and there are some that are just plain terrifying. This film definitely doesn't just show Michael killing people for no reason. It has a much bigger message behind it. It not only shows the generational trauma of the Strodes, but it shows how Michael has affected everyone in Haddonfield and how everyone is handling it. Laurie coped with paranoia and made her entire house a trap for Michael. Other characters blame themselves for not doing more to stop him or tried to forget it ever happened in the first place. I've said this to a few people and I will say it again. I feel as though the slasher genre is being resurrected, and I am just really happy to be a part of it. When we get Halloween Ends, I am sure that all of it together will be even bigger and make more sense, and I just can't wait. So now we are going to delve into some spoilers. So again, if you have not seen the film yet and you do not want to be spoiled of anything, I strongly advise that you skip over this section to my final thoughts and rating. Okay. So let's do this. Something I really enjoyed with kills specifically is the Easter eggs we get along the way. I thought that that was a lot of fun. There is a great reference to Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. After they kill Marion and the guy who plays the doctor and his wife who's dressed as the nurse, they all three have the mask on from Halloween 3. And I loved that. Those masks are so cute. This film also has some similar plot points, details, and references from other Halloween films. For example, Laurie spending most of her time in the hospital is obviously coming from Halloween 2. Local Haddonfield residents hanging out at the bar, hunting him down and then getting killed by a Michael is from Halloween 4. Michael returning to his childhood home and killing people living in it comes from Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. And also another one that I thought was kind of funny that I really loved was Laurie also has a line towards the end of this film where she explains the true curse of Michael Myers, which is another reference to that film. So I do want to say I only really have two gripes with Halloween kills. First, and this one isn't that big of a deal, but I feel like I'll need the context of Halloween Ends to really understand this one. Laurie's explanation that Michael is the darkness within us all feels purposefully vague and underdeveloped, and I'm sure it's because they didn't want to give us everything in this movie, but it kind of makes the discovery of all of this really confusing. It really feels like this was Danny McBride and David Gordon Green's Last Jedi. A lot of interesting plot points are raised, but since it's the middle movie, it can't be answered until the last one. Let's just hope that Halloween Ends isn't as much of a shit show as Rise of Skywalker.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
The other thing I didn't love was the resolution of the Tommy Doyle angry mob subplot. The concept itself I think was great and very interesting, but to make it end with the other patient dying and then there be no greater consequences seemed kind of lazy. It's clear that they had so many other plot points to get to that they didn't really commit to making that a main plot line. I think it's unfortunate because that's one of the most interesting story beats that the movie brought to the table. Otherwise, the film was non-stop energy and excitement and just an overall adrenaline rush. Honestly, I thought it was pretty fire. Not to mention, one of my favorite kills in this film was definitely Cameron's death. I think it was incredibly brutal. And our acting from Andy Matichak is amazing. And him as well. I mean, all three of them did a great job. I was absolutely obsessed. So it is kind of hard for me to give this one a rating because it depends on the final film resolving the story. I think outside of the angry mob subplot, the movie was certainly as good as it could be, and I enjoyed it a lot. So with that being said, guys, I am going to be giving Halloween Kills 4 Levs out of 5. This is definitely just a fun movie. Again, it is just a huge adrenaline rush, and it certainly feels like more than just your average slasher movie, and I am so happy with that. Like, it is refreshing to see. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. Don't forget to check out my Patreon as well as my Twitch page. All the links will be in the description box below. And don't forget to comment down and let me know, did you guys watch Halloween Kills? Did you enjoy it? Was it not really for you? Do you still need time to process? I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.